Tatted Tatter Crochet and Tatting Podcast. My name is Stephanie and I'm coming to you from Orange in Southern California. And this is a podcast all about crochet and the occasional tatting and some cross stitch. And then today we'll add a new craft. I'm so excited. So yeah, we'll just get straight into it and start with finished objects. So I was very productive this week. I had a conference for work that was really good, and it also involved a lot of lecture time, so I did a lot of crocheting, and so I got done what I'm calling my Circe shawl. Try saying that 5 times fast. And I'll put up some pictures. I'm gonna go out and take some pictures. It is a gorgeous day. It stays like this. September is usually our hottest month, but if I could wear some wool in September, that would be amazing. But yeah, look at it. It's all done. And I'll talk about that in a second, but it's all done. It has the 2 gray ends, as you can see, and it's worked on the bias, so it's diagonal. There's a diagonal line on the ends, and then the lacy section in the middle, which just absolutely blocked out beautifully. Sorry, I am obsessed. Like, I just pulled it off the blocking mats not too long ago, and I was like draping it all over myself and putting it on, and it is just absolutely gorgeous. So I am so excited to be able to wear this. It's huge, which is why I'll have to post pictures, because there's no way I can show you the whole thing. But I love it. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. So the pattern is the Lucinda shawl. It's by Annalise Baez. Vicarno Designs is the name of her company. And the yarn, the gray, is Peekaboo Yarns. This is her sock base. And the color is Felice Mala. And then the red is Madeline Tosh Twist Light. And the color is Blood Runs Cold. So they're both fingering weight yarns. This is non-superwash, and this is superwash. So this plumped up a little bit more, which I think is good for the lace section, because you pull it out when you block it anyway. It's still curling a little bit, but when you put it on you can't tell, so that's fine. I may have to block it another time. But the problem, as you can see, is it bled really bad, and I guess this yarn isn't treated in the way that some others are, so that they don't take the color on. So when they got pink, which you can't really tell in natural light, it's really obvious in artificial light, but in natural light you can't really tell, so it just kind of has a little pink tinge to it. So you can see it really bad in here because there's a lot of artificial light in here, but anyway, whatever. It's still gorgeous. So pretty. I absolutely love it. I never got a real handle on the peanut, on the repeat for the lace section. Peanut. You are fine. Nobody is going to try to come in and get us, I promise. I'm trying to leave the balcony door open to let in some air and some light, and Peanut usually freaks out, so we'll see how long it lasts. Anyway, but it was really easy to follow the pattern, and it turned out absolutely gorgeous. So yeah, that was exciting. I especially love the lacy section, and the fact that it's worked on the bias makes it hang really cool. So one of these days when I actually get to wear it, I'll post pictures of me wearing it and not just of it outside. Looking pretty. Okay, so the other finished object that I have, my only other finished object, is my new craft that I have just now taken on. And I told you all about this, and it's been in the making for a while, but I finally sat down and did it because hanging out with people at the conference really inspired me, because I have 2 friends that were with me, colleagues, who were knitting, and I was like, oh, I need to go ahead and take my craftsy class and just go ahead and do it. I was talking about it, and so I finally did it, and so I made mitts. I'll take some pictures of these too, but the class that I'm doing is from Craftsy, which is now called Blueprint, something like that, whatever. And it's the Startup Library knitting class, Susan B. Anderson. And so the first project that you do are really basic mitts. So I learned how to do a long tail cast on, which my mother-in-law already taught me, so I had a good handle on that already. And then you do garter stitch and stockinette, so teaches you how to knit and purl, and then do the ribbing, and then binding off, and then seaming, which I don't think I was super successful at, but also not terrible. So there's my seam, and then of course the hole for your thumb, which is a little big, but that's fine. Yeah, and it's showing up a lot more neon in the, so I'll take pictures like I said. But the yarn is from Katie and the Squid. It's her DK, one of her DK bases. And this is Anne's Rainbow Sprinkles is the color. So yeah, I have mitts. I put them on earlier. They fit okay. I don't really wear mitts because it's not really that cold here, but they were fun to make. And I ripped out the first one like 3 or 4 times because I kept messing up, which is what you do when you're first learning, right? But look, mitts. And they're very squishy. I blocked them, which covered up a multitude of sins in the stitches that I messed up every now and then. And then luckily they're mostly good on one side, so then the other side is just the back, the bottom. Yeah, so I'm really proud of them. I knit a thing. They're so pretty. And I practiced on some regular acrylic, and then used the fancy yarn. It did pretty well with frogging, because I had to frog both of them at least once. The first one I frogged like 2 or 3 times, so they worked out well. I didn't even use half a skein, so I'll use the other half when I learn how to knit a hat, and then I'll do the hat. Yeah. So woohoo! And I have one whip that I'm going to show you. I did start another crochet whip, but it's only like a couple of rows in, so it's not that exciting. But the second knit thing that you learn how to do in the class is this waffle stitch cowl. And I started working on it this morning. I got almost through the second repeat, and then I realized I had gotten off on my stitches and it was all wrong. So I pulled it out, but I'm doing it in this Lion brand Woolies Thick and Quick because it's supposed to be a super bulky yarn in this gorgeous mustard color. And it's gonna take 2 skeins and let me big cowl, so I'll work on it again today, but I had to frog it and then I'll start all over again. But I figured that's about right for when you're first learning. And I'm just using the Clover Takumi bamboo circulars. So I used a size 7 for the mitts, and then these are 15s. The pattern calls for a 17, but I couldn't find them when I first went to go buy them. So this is it, and I think they're like 29 inch or something, 26, 29 inches. And the only hard part about this is that they stay curled. The whole time I was working on my mitts, I had a hard time. So since this is worked in the round, I have to kind of fiddle with it to keep them, make sure it doesn't twist and all that kind of fun stuff. So it's been interesting figuring it out. I didn't even try doing English style because I'm a crocheter, so I already hold my yarn in my left hand, so I'm doing continental, and it seems to be working out pretty well. Yeah, just slow, which I'm okay with because it just takes time to get all of that taken care of. So yes. So then this episode, I'm probably gonna have to call this something about like all of the yarn or something, because I put in a couple of orders to different places recently and they all came at the same time, even though the purchasing of them was very staggered. And so I have a ridiculous amount of yarn to show you, and it's incredibly exciting because it's so nice. So first, I forgot to show you this last week, and then I saw it sitting on my dresser. But I told you about the Tits Out Collective. I bought some of the yarn from that. That was done by Countess Ablaze, who is a dyer out of Manchester in the UK. and she has a subscription box, and it is called the Classics Society, and I guess every year it's themed, and so this year the theme is on classic architecture. And I was like, sure, I'll try it. It's a little pricey because it's coming from the UK, but it was fun to try. So I think I'll do 2 or 3 months and then probably stop because I have too much yarn, if there is such a thing. But I wanted to try it and see what it came with and what it was. And so I'll show you. So it comes in this really cool box. It's so shiny. And it's all like branded and everything, which is really nice. This reminds me of like when you get Godiva chocolates, they come in these fancy boxes. And I do love Godiva. So it's 2 skeins. I did the 2 skein box. I guess I could go down to the 1 skein box if I really wanted to. And this month is based on Masjid-e-Jame, which is in Iran. It's the great mosque of Isfahan in Iran. And so this is the pamphlet. This is spoilers, by the way, so just FYI. These are secret. Completely secret. So this is the pamphlet, and it has all the stuff in it about the architecture and where the inspiration from the yarn comes from, which is really cool. And then it also comes with, see, another very nice branded little bag. Some cards, or a card. Yep, a card that has some of the imagery that they used as inspiration from the mosque. With an envelope. And then some stitch markers, or these are 2 progress keepers for knitting, and then a stitch marker for crochet, and a pretty ribbon. Trying to see what this card says about the stitch markers. Let's open it up. I don't know that I did this when I got it. Ah, it's from Malika. So the Malika Knitted Wire Jewelry is the name of the company. And so that's their card. That's where the stitch markers came from. That's really pretty. And I have seen that before, people who actually do like knit wire and make jewelry with it. It's really cool. A couple people I've seen on Instagram. So that's where that comes from. And then the yarn itself, like I said, I did the 2 skein, and this is her Lady Persephone sock, which is 75% blue face Leicester and 25% nylon. They're both fingering weight. And so this is the color Brick Dome. She's actually showing up pretty true to color, which is really cool. I like the purples in there. And then Isfahan, which is who the mosque is named after. And so it's actually it's red, white, and bluish, which is USA colors, but obviously that's not what it's based on. But they're really pretty. And I like it's really soft. BFL I've found is really soft. And so yeah, those are really nice. But I think, again, because it's a little pricey and I have enough yarn and all of that, and since it doesn't have a specific project like a pattern or anything that it comes with, I'll probably just do, because I've already paid for the 2nd box, because once they ship the 1st one, they charge you for the 2nd one, or for the next one. So I'll do that one and then I'll probably cancel it. But it's gorgeous, and I really wanted to try the Countess Ablaze yarn, and so it was perfect for that. And it's so beautifully packaged and well done, like just very professional, and I like it a lot. Just not particularly for me at this time, I think, but so pretty. So then the other thing that I'm going to show you is another box that I'm doing, and that is the yarn truck, or the yarn over truck, excuse me, that is based out of Southern California, is a truck like a food truck full of yarn. And they have yarn clubs that they do, so I signed up for both of them. And one is the Super Nerdy Yarn Club, and the other is specifically, it's just their regular yarn club. And so the Super Nerdy this year is Avengers themed, because one of the women who runs the truck, her husband worked on the Avengers Infinity War movie, which is really cool. And so they're all Avengers themed. I showed you the Black Panther yarn, and then it's also a mystery crochet along and a mystery knit along. So I showed you the crochet that I did with the Black Panther yarn. Come here, Peanut. Come here. I know. Say hello. Say hello to the people. Peanut. So the last one was Black Panther, and then this one is Nebula. Look at how gorgeous this is. Oh, hey Peanut. Yes, I know. Look at how pretty this is. I especially love this color, whatever this is. Like an aqua. And it's sparkly. It is so pretty. And so this is from Forbidden Fiber Company. And it's, I got the Pride base because it has the stellina in it, the sparkles. So it's superwash nylon and stellina. Green weight. But look at how gorgeous that is. I love that you can see the sparkles. That's the plus side of the artificial light. But look at how pretty that is. It's so pretty. I washed my hair this morning, so it's doing weird things. Anyway, gorgeous. And this like is perfect for Nebula if you know anything about the Avengers, or she's from Guardians of the Galaxy specifically. So perfect. So pretty. So I got that. That came this week, and then I put in an order with Molly Klein Design. She came out with her fall line, and so I ordered some yarn from her, and that came this week. And so the first is some DK, and then this is the pumpkin pie color, and I really like it. I thought it was gonna be a little bit brighter, but I kind of like that it's more of like bronze. And this is her Darling DK, so it's 100% superwash. 250 yards to 100 grams. This is Molly's card. Sweet tea yarns. Love it. I think I'm gonna make my sister's Christmas present with this because she really likes orange. And then I got some coordinating, or what I thought were coordinating and think are coordinating. There's these two. This is her sweet socks, so these are fingering weight, 75% superwash, 25% nylon. And the purple is velvet, and the variegated is autumn woods. So I love, 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 love that. And I think it'll go really well with this because it has some of the purple in it, you can see. Gorgeous. Darn, so squishy. And then I'm gonna definitely on a yarn ban until, especially because this month is the San Diego Yarn Crawl, and then end of this month, end of October, beginning of November is Stitches SoCal in Pasadena, so it's gonna be the only times I can buy yarn for a while. But Republica Unicornia, I showed you some of her stuff before. Her shop is new, and she came out with a fall update also. And the first thing that I got from her, which is why I was waiting, I ordered it a while ago, but it didn't get here till this week because she needed to make the bags. So I pre-ordered the bag, and this is the bag. So this is the large size, I think. Pretty sure it's a large size. You can see her Republica Unicornia. But look at this pattern. Mermaids and unicorns. It's so pretty. And I love that it's not a white mermaid. Anyway, coordinating fabric on the inside. It's a flat bottom bag. Woohoo! And it's nice and roomy, so this is perfect. I think actually I might put my waffle stitch cowl in here for right now because it's not in a bag yet. But I love the bag. And then she released these new colors, and if you put them in the right order, they're rainbow, and so I couldn't help myself. And now that I am knitting, I think I'm gonna save these so that when I get good, when I get good enough at knitting, I can make myself a gorgeous rainbow pullover. That tag's gonna keep falling off that one. Okay, so in Roy G. Biv order, except there's not really a just a the. Here's the red. So this is her BFL sock. 3 of them are BFL sock and 3 of them are merino sock. So this is 75% BFL and 25% nylon. Fingering weight, and kind of a light fingering. It's 464 yards to 100 grams. This is the color, the Bars and the Bowery Hotel, which I think is from a song. Anyway, red orange. Also BFL, a Snap in the Air. So there's the orange. Red. Yellow is also, oh, this is merino, so this is 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon, 463 yards to 100 grams. And this is Pretty Twining Light. Look how gorgeous that is. Such a bright yellow, and I love it. Roy. And then the G is a merino, Moonlight Through the Pines. So it's a dark green. The the blue is BFL, Cliffs of Dover. And then the violet, okay, could be both indigo and violet, is a merino sock. The label keeps falling off. And this is Provincial Midnight. I'll put up a picture of all of them together because they are gorgeous. But look at this. Look at this rainbow. Look at it. It's so perfect. I'm so excited. Rainbows. I do love rainbows. And Kathleen, the woman behind Republica Unicornia, she also sent me these tiny skein stitch markers. Are so cute. As an extra special gift because she's great. And so that's a lot of stuff. Yarn ban for sure for a while. And I could do it because it was spaced out. They just all happened to come this week. So, but it was really exciting. It was like the best yarn day ever. A happy yarn mail, as I've heard before. So that's all the stuff, and I'm really excited. They will all become beautiful things at some point. Knit and crochet now because I'm really enjoying the knitting, and I just love, like, I love stockinette. So just the look of it is so pretty, and I think it'll be great for making things like, especially like sweaters and that kind of stuff. You can just do different things with it, and so why not do different things so that I can make all of the things. Yeah, so that's all of the yarn and the crafting. I have been a bad pattern person this week, and I haven't sent out the pattern to the testers yet because I just haven't done it yet. I need to sit down and do it, which I think tomorrow's a holiday, which is nice, Labor Day, so I will get non-work stuff done around the house, get some of the pattern stuff done, and then I also had, for various reasons, haven't been able to send out the prizes yet for the giveaway, so I will be doing that this week as well, and then all of that will be taken care of, and we'll get back to a normal schedule at work because the semester starts on Tuesday, and it'll be nice and back to normal. It's been really nice to have a 3-day weekend. I'm kind of excited about it. Excuse me. Peanut just flinched. And so I think that'll help us get back into a regular groove, a regular rhythm. So yeah, these have been really short the last couple weeks, but I'm kind of okay with that. I will put links, so both Molly Klein and Republica Unicornia are on Etsy, and they should still have some of their fall stuff left, and hopefully they put up some more soon, because I really recommend their stuff. It's really nice. I'll put a link to my Ravelry so that you can find my projects, and so that has all the information about the pattern, the yarn, whatever hook or needles I've been using, so that you can find that for yourself as well. And then I'm trying to do notes for all of my patterns right now, so that if I changed anything or if I have any tips or any things that I did differently, that's in there as well. And then of course on Instagram is where all of my photos are going to be. I'm excited to go out once it starts getting to be sunset time and taking some pictures, because I think it's going to be gorgeous. Especially the Lucinda is really gonna pop my Cersei shawl. So yeah, that's all I got for you for right now that I know of, and then I will see you next Sunday. Bye.